Hello, hello. Oh, that thing's RC. That's cool. Today we are up on top of Mount Lemmon, which is an incredibly beautiful spot. I'm starting today off at 64%. Forgot to charge last night. Still looking for a helmet sponsor. That's the joke, is you're never gonna, if you see me wearing a helmet, it's gonna be because I got a sponsor. So I'm available to travel the world and ride the fastest electric unicycles. You want to sponsor my travel? I'm a crazy daredevil. I want to push to 100. Push it to 100. Like, just look here, man. Beautiful. This reminds me a lot of Boulder, Colorado, an area I love. Right now, I'm so undecided on where to live and what to do with my life. But learning to still be confident, even in the fact that I don't quite have that direction. It's like I'm just in a massive state of undecidedness. So I've been combing through the things that I really enjoy. But I feel like it took a lot for me to address my mental and emotional health and just really dive deep. Like, it's taken years, really. Well, anyways, it's like learning how to prioritize what's actually important to you. Also, I wanted to go somewhere with a little bit of sun, but that's basically me just snapping out of the fact that, like, as society progresses and AI right now, it's basically, there's just such a fast-paced, like, hey, no, buy this. Hey, no, do this for your work. Hey, no, do this. Oh, you can make money this way and this way and this way, make money this way and this way and this way. And it's like, well, slow down. All of the human needs, the things that you can do as a human, are all sort of independent of all of these, like, changes that society goes through. You go through them too, but there's, like, the core set of, like, as long as I recognize that I say like a lot, and that's because I'm from California. All right. Man, this is incredible. These trees, these burnt trees, are so beautiful. So for me, things like simple things like swimming. I like swimming. Let's try and incorporate that. So I'm learning to figure out what it is that, as long as I incorporate those things into my day, I've done what I felt like as a human makes me feel good. It's not just swimming. Like some sort of community. Pushing or taking a step on some of my goals, even if it's just learning, but not being upset. Like, there's always a million more steps to go, so forget about, like, it's just that you're thinking about making those steps. And another thing, personally, like, basically, like, figuring out who's in charge of the body, and what actions are you taking and why. For example, if you are just getting drunk at night, and I'm talking about myself in all these situations, and you're not going out and doing something, like, I gotta stop saying like, are you chasing a feeling of safety and comfort, or is the right version of you in charge? Like, are you smoking weed just to forget about a problem, or are you just drawn to these things, or drugs, or pornography, or making people feel bad, or making money? Like, what's drawing your actions? Here, let's go sneak under here. Like, what are you doing and why? Or are you just filling the void? Are you, like, for me, getting high was like kind of it just felt, it's like basically you're just chasing things that feel good. And that's kind of the habit I think a lot of people get stuck into, is chasing a feeling of feeling good. This whole thing's closed. Restricted area. Now how, I swear there's a way around this. So for me, getting out and moving is huge. Huge. I can't just be sitting inside all day. Like, I can't take it. I don't care where I am. I don't care if I have the nicest room. I'm like, gotta be out here. And all of my stuff is just strewn about in multiple states. So I'm like, God, do I go back to the boat? Work on my boat? Okay, that's, maybe we go down. Like, I have a storage unit in Washington with a bunch of stuff that I like. So I personally need to consolidate, I think. Ooh, what's this way? Oh, this feels better. I need to consolidate my stuff. Ooh. This will probably work. I think it's this one. Like, if I said list all my likes, it would just go on forever. So, like, my attention mechanism of, oh, I really like sailing. Should I live in Washington? Wait, I really like surfing. Should I stay in California? But I love electric unicycle and the mountains. Should I go to Colorado? Should I go back to Boulder? I'm in Arizona right now. This is the top of Mount Lemmon, and it's honestly very nice right here. Like, I haven't been in this area when it's been so green. Side note, I've been neglecting opening up this. I hate how long it takes to open up and do maintenance on fucking anything. Like, there's a couple of bolts. Maybe I can find an easier way to get to it. So I got to look through that. But the wobble in the wheel, in the motor mount on this, like the wheel to the frame mount, you can it doesn't like set itself back and forth when you're on the street because it's very smooth. But if it's constantly like readjusting for balance on these rocky surfaces, basically the wheel doesn't feel wobbly this way. It feels wobbly this way. Also, I have no idea where I'm going. Anyways, I came up here, there's so many things to say anyways for, but let me try and run them down. The first is, where do I want to live? How do I want to live? Why do I want to live? No, I know the why. And I know the what, but the where is the question. Like, I feel every month goes by, I'm like, I'm wasting money on the storage unit, or, ooh, let's go down there. So, squirrel, or chipmunk. And the smarter you are, the more knowledge you get, the more you feel like, oh wait, there's more to learn, there's more I have to do. Go this way. So basically what I'm recognizing is that there's always going to be, wherever I am, I'm going to be missing something, right? If I'm in California, I'm going to be missing my favorite snowboard destinations. If I'm in Colorado, I'm going to be missing surfing. If I'm in Arizona, I'm missing something. There's lots of sun here. So that's like the first realization is nowhere's perfect, but you don't need perfection. So a community, like it doesn't have to be the perfect community. It's just a community that you can feel connected to. Working toward just constantly bettering myself, and oh man, for example, Facebook. I have been off of Facebook. I've never been a Facebook user ever, but I heard it is a good place to find roommates. So I made a Facebook profile, and the first thing I open up on the Facebook is some picture of some like technology where it's like waves are coming out. It's just depicting like light waves or energy, RF energy, whatever. And then it's like, then it shows a picture of some clouds, and it's like, look, the government's controlling the clouds, and it's like just a very, very normal ass picture of clouds. That waves are anywhere. I think that's the moral of the story. For anybody that doesn't understand how things are, and all of energy, everything is waves, all of it. So there's waves in the ocean, and the same pattern, you could look at it and be like, look, the government's controlling the ocean. And I'm sure, so what I'm constantly have to remind myself is like, I feel defeated by the idiots when I see that dumb ass post gets 6,000 likes and thousands of comments, and it's just like the most brain dead comment ever. In other words, that's not my audience. I don't care about that. It's like, I can tell who hasn't gone to college, and it's a lot of people, and so their attention, God, this wheel is triggering me. Like it's just like snapping back and forth. Yeah, I gotta fix that. So developing an audience that is like has a brain and are not quick to judge everything. They're more intuitive. Like let's take a step outside and evaluate the system. Most people aren't doing that, and I guess my audience, therefore, is not going to be most people. So this YouTube channel is not going to be my primary source of income. More so, I think it's going to be my primary like journal, I guess. I started probably 2 years ago. First time filming myself, where I was like, all right, I'm giving myself the availability or option to say anything into the camera, even if it's bad, so I can just get the practice. It's like, first of all, so it's a scary thing thinking, oh, someone might see this, and then you feel like you're being watched by the infinite internet. And you're like, well, then again, I have the capacity to decide what I post. So it's learning you can practice in sort of the pre-state of posting, play state. Hello.
Hey, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Right on,
man. Yeah, so it's like, I have so many projects, so many ideas, and in the same way that Instagram, Facebook, and everything just kind of rips, like just takes your attention. It's like a drug for your attention mechanism. and recognizing that I don't need to, it's like the more you are capable of seeing solutions, the more you feel like you've missed an opportunity by not going toward following that project. For example, I have probably like 10 or 20 domain names for websites and projects, but I can't do everything at once. So the ideate, the mind that creates the ideas is like you see them, it's like you see them in an instant, but to bring them to reality, you need a lifetime. And I've just been stuck on the ideation phase, feeling like I'm like, oh, this isn't the perfect thing. I need something else. Like basically nothing feels perfect. And so what do I do? What do I do? Just talk to the internet on a stick. That's basically what a 360 camera is. Internet on a stick. I want to chase my music dreams. I want to, the list goes on of wants. And therefore I'm trying to shift the idea of what I do and how I spend my time from away from the idea of wants, and in exchange for some other mechanism of decision making, because chasing what you want, or I should say wanting everything, because I think it's okay to want something, like that's not bad, but going through what you want, and recognizing that all of like society will continue and inevitably just come up with other ways to distract you from what really matters. And I think it's human connection. Just connection with animals. And so trying to make sure that as long as this is a bumpy ass road, I'm like, I like street. I like streets better. Oh God, going up this type of road is it's balance intensive. So I'm not sure where I'm headed. I'm never sure where I'm headed. I'm always just thinking about I'm always concocting plans and never executing. Like I'm considering going back and getting a software job or a mechanical engineering job, or do I go teach engineering? Which again, all these sound interesting to me. So laying 50 options out on the table almost does more harm than good, because I keep locking myself into a state of indecision. I guess that's what this video is about. Indecision. But I know one thing. I decided to go out and go for a ride and film it. So, like, the simple things that I can do every day, as long as I'm sticking to those. So, in other words, hold the internet on a stick, sound wave on my neck, microphone. That's, if I do that, if you do anything consistent, like it's pretty much being consistent, and maybe all I need to do is ramble on the internet about how inconsistent I am, and that would be being consistent. These rocks, I'm pretty sure, are climbable. And of course I left my rock climbing shoes in Washington. So human connection, internet on a stick. What else do I want in my life? So like simple things like water. hydrate constantly. Eat vegetables like carrots. Like this is currently what I'm. My carrot is my main vegetable. My main entree is pizza. Removing all the points in which I would get caught up in a decision. I think it's another example would be like what you wear. This is an example, not too important, but I know that a lot of the big rich business CEO people are like, just wear one outfit, or at least have like your go-to outfit. So on a work day, you're like not even thinking about it. So, but you trust that you've picked a good thing. So it's like food, instead of being, of course I can chase food as like, if one day it's, oh, Cory's gonna learn how to cook something, and then now, like, if that's what the attention is, but making it an everyday distraction. So removing all of these distractions, it's just drink your water, eat your vegetables, get some meat, stop being around plastics as much, try as much as you can to not go toward the alcohol or drugs from a perspective of loneliness. Like, I believe in doing it socially, I really do. But if you do it, if you're just trying to like mask something or put a band-aid on something, like you're by yourself and you're doing that, that's what I'm trying to avoid. After my ego death experience, I think I've smoked weed maybe twice. I've had like 2 edibles, but even like 5 milligrams or 2.5 milligrams is enough. Like, that's maximum for me. And I'm someone who used to do like 100 or 200 milligrams and just like stare at the floor. So just recognizing that there's infinitely many ways to waste your time. And that's not a bad thing. Like, you could say everything's a waste of time if you wanted to be nihilistic about it. Nihilipshits. So you could say that I get triggered by idiots. Like, anyone on Facebook. Hi. For anyone who, like, they just go to, when their first reaction is anger, bad, the government did it, about anything that they don't understand. That's Facebook. Mark Zingelberg recognizes this. It's like, let the idiots say whatever they want, and that'll just be a constant controversy machine. And that is a dynamo that will never die. And that's Facebook. And so he's like, all right, what's the consumable? It's unintelligent controversy that's for the people that are scared and don't know what's going on. That's the location. So come to Facebook. Side note, it's not that you should never fall on an EUC, it's that you should ride an EUC like a skateboard and learn how to jump off. I think that's an important thing. Learning to lean back, make sure your feet, like, making sure the weight of this thing is what will hurt you. It's like being landed on by a snowmobile. But anyways, the Facebook controversy machine. That's what this guy developed. And TikTok and Instagram are attention. They're all attention attention-seeking whores. No, they're all hijacking your attention mechanism, and you're just doing absolutely nothing. So as much as I want to connect with people, staying off of Instagram or Facebook as a pastime, and only using it as a stream of communication. And I have to like block my eyes from the dumb posts that are getting thousands or millions of likes because it's the idiots talking to themselves, which is just a distraction. Like that, it is a built distraction because I'm like, well, actually, you know, that's not like the waves don't work that way. It's the people with knowledge, and everyone wants to share their perspective. And so it would have been a trap for me to comment on this Facebook post. And I think that sums up Facebook in a nutshell. It's like, don't bother going there unless you're trying to rent a room or sell stuff. Otherwise, it's not beneficial. Yay, trail. So what is beneficial, right? Like, I'm recognizing that it's less about trying to do things that are benefiting you, and more so recognizing that all of the parasites, as long as you don't have that many parasites of attention and where you're putting your effort and energy, then you get to grow, and that's where that's the benefit. The benefit is not being distracted by an infinite amount of garbage of the internet. And another big one is recognizing that your parents don't know everything about the world. Or I should say, everyone has a different perspective. Nobody knows everything about the world. So don't trust any single point as the source of truth, data of truth. Like, if someone tells you what they think life's all about, that's cool, that's a data point. Even me, like, I'm saying, don't trust me. Learn to go to all the people, and that's how you get a broader idea, and then you can kind of get closer to the truth that way. So it's like pointless to speak what you think the truth is. And I think this is kind of what a lot of practices kind of get to, is whether it's a spiritual or religious practice, you don't need to speak the truth. The truth is in action and what you're doing. And of course speaking is required, but it's like, do it, don't just say it. And you could look at people and kind of tell via what they're doing to determine what their truth is, based off of what they're doing, not what they're saying. Is it by these folks? Hello? Going through the whole ego death experience was, for me, a lesson in knowing when to hold my tongue, even if I strongly disagree with people. Not from a point of, also, where the heck am I? Oh, I'm up here. Not from a point of like, oh, if they hear what I have to say, they're not going to like me anymore. It's more like, to maintain relationships properly, you don't have to cut every relationship with with a knife and then see what, like that. That's a terrible play. I have done this play. I learned the lesson from it. And you could do it, and it's happens to people. You don't learn the lesson until you do the thing. So I made the mistake. Others will make the mistake. But what did I learn from the mistake? Learning how to disagree and still love someone, because you recognize that we are all only cognating on what things we have taken in. So in other words, everyone thinks they're doing the right thing because that's what they're drawn to. Or like, that's what the math would say. So anyways, the border between sharing what you think and if what I think is the action of maintaining a relationship, then that requires, and it's not a white lie. You don't need to lie, but it's more like you don't need to break down. You don't need to beat everyone up over their opinions in which you differ from them. In the same way that I don't want to do the smackdown on the keyboard on Facebook just to tell people that it didn't study physics that waves form in every state, in the clouds, even in the air that you can't see. And they're like, oh my God, the only reason I understand this is, see, I'm already getting, like, see, I get worked up about it. So recognizing I don't need to share my perspective and not fall into the trap of like, I have to share I have to demonstrate my knowledge. Not important. What is important is that you trust what you believe your knowledge to be in executing step one of the most important things to do ever. Do not die. Step one, do not die. And of course, the controversy here is everyone's like, oh, he's not wearing a helmet. He must be really paying attention to the road and his surroundings. Nope, that's not what they think. From their perspective, since those people don't pay attention to their footwork or training or their surroundings or having the most safe unicycle on the market, their perception is, oh, I got on it once and I hurt myself, so that guy's going to get on it and he must fall and hurt himself, because I couldn't understand how someone could stay up that long and not hurt themselves, because that's what they did. That's their experience. So they're going to come to me and be like, bro, you're going to fall off of that. I'm like, lowly likely, because I take this as if it was my job, not dying. So it's a way for me to pull all of the distractions away and focus on not dying. So I trust my techniques. That's all I'm trying to say to the internet is, if you don't trust your techniques, or you could predict that if you got on here and you did this, you would fall and hurt yourself, of course, don't get on the device without proper safety equipment. Safety equipment is so that you can fall. You're allowing yourself the opportunity to fall. I'm not wearing the equipment, therefore I am not allowing myself the opportunity to fall. Therefore, I'm not going to go faster than I'm comfortable. I'm not going to try new things. I'm walking the line. Like I could go past those cars right now. I don't need to. Like, look, stuck in traffic. So, like, a funny thing is, people have a very shitty concept of the width of their own car. They haven't gone out and measured it and like take mental analysis of like, when their car's this close, that's how close the thing away. The fact that they can't see the edges of their car. I'm not pointing at this person, but it's like people will be 5 feet away from the edge and think, oh, I can't tell where I am, therefore I'm close. Therefore, don't go any further. So you have to take the time to find those boundaries. Like people go slow when they get let's say you're in the left lane and there's a truck and you're passing a big rig on the freeway. People tend to go slower. I've just noticed this driving. People tend to go slower when they're passing the big rig, when in my opinion, obviously that's like the worst thing to do, because you're spending more time in a dangerous spot. You're putting yourself in a position where you don't have control if that truck swerves. So I'm like, go faster. It's like people going through canyons, like going where they can see the road. But if you can see I'm getting off. I'm saying I'm getting off topic, but there's never a topic. This is just stream of consciousness. I would like to, so I'm just gonna ride and talk. But I do want to know if there's a path up there. I'm also considering adding in like dumbass musical elements to my videos as an attempt for me to learn music or push myself further, because I kind of just dabble and then I don't get very far, or I get stuck. In terms of my music production progress. FL Studio. I do know that it would, I don't know. Yeah, I'd say this video is probably long enough, and my feet hurt. Red Ridge Trailhead, quarter mile. Quarter mile! I would love to take one of these on an airplane. I would love to travel, but I've honestly been... That doesn't look very easily cyclable. So I try it. So I try it anyway. Oh gosh. So many pointy rocks, man. I just feel like I'm gonna pop something. I would love to travel, but I kind of wish I had one of these things. Maybe I start a company renting these things out. No, people would just die. It's like the Segways.